Good morning. The tranquility is not in the mind, even if it is the mind who says so. So, I think if there is a suggestion to express, it's don't listen to the mind. Of course, the mind can be quiet, but it will never remain quiet. So, I guess one has to be convinced by that. So the search cannot go beyond the limits of the mind. That's why this expression is said, surrender, surrender. The mind has to surrender. Not with the concept that he will surrender and as an effect it will be quiet all the time. No. He has to surrender the pride to think he knows everything and that he can master everything. The mind remains a mind, an appearance and a disappearance. So, I would change the expression realization of the self. I think just to realize all this, what I said about the mind, and then leaves you quiet wherever you are. You have not to realize something. Something else. So, any question, anything you like to tell? Welcome.
Ganga, where?
Yeah. Maybe there is a mic. Yeah.
So, what you just said,
Lord, because
yes.
we are many.
Yeah, it made me realize that. So it seems that there is the personality has still this curiosity towards life, or to change things, or control things, or become more of a master of life, become a better person in whatever way, like a better life. Let's say it's like feels that it's a natural instinct almost.
Sure.
And But I also realized that I have this idea that once it's for real, realize that this is part of the mind, all of this will disappear when I disappear, then the importance of it disappears, so that will change something, you know?
But that, the disappearance itself, means not being mastered by the mind, is quite enough, isn't it? What else to change?
I think the disappearance itself.
You spoke of disappearance. Okay, I can agree. Means you leave aside, or you don't hook at what you described. Okay? Yeah? You mean that?
For a moment.
Yeah, for a moment. It will only be a moment anyway, in terms of the mind, which is time. So, where you are left, is enough. How can I express that? Where you are left, once you have seen that you can't definitively be so happy or avoid pain in the rest, you have a way, in a way, to just keep quiet, means where all this doesn't count anymore, doesn't have the value we give in time. And that is always available. That's why this moment, it's an expression to remove also the concept of permanency. But it's always available.
But then when the instinct of life and changing things comes back.
Yeah, but at least you have another view about it, even if you have moments of forgetfulness, but you always come back, suddenly you wake up and say, oh, what do I expect from, it's an expression, samsara, what do I expect from this world of changing, of changes? It's like this. And then, that very moment, you keep quiet for a moment. Because if you don't have that, you suffer in searching with beliefs that the solution will be in the mind and all that.
Yeah.
And you suffer.
Yeah.
And anyway, the person in this world will anyway know pleasure and suffering. You can't stop that.
Yeah, I feel like I don't search in the mind for the solution anymore, for the essential.
And then?
But I still do things in life that I think, oh, this is interesting, or this is the way.
But this is natural. This is
there's
natural.
something in me tells me even that, this will be a slightly bit different, maybe one day this will have like a little bit fadey color of compared to the essential, you know, like this expectation.
Well, maybe that thought is too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I want to express.
Just do your things, then anyway, what can you do? It's instinctive in the body, the mind. Do your things. But you see, if you have seen that it's not searching as one conceives it, searching for joy or peace or love, it's a name, huh? You know that it will not be by searching or doing some practice about it that you will be definitively happy. I think the moments of happiness that you allow yourself to be as it is always there, it's quite enough. It's quite an utmost blessing. But for that, you see, you have to be vigilant, because the mind, by nature, has this power, this Shakti, this energy of multiplying itself. So it's up to you, if you have really seen that you cannot do much to change all this, but with such a luck, I know the way out in just keeping quiet. Forgot what I wanted to say, but it's enough. It is enough. Unless you want to serve some ideal you have. It's different. There is a way out means not to be someone landing somewhere. What a luck!
Yeah, if I may say, I used to search for the way out. For many years that was my search.
Yeah, sure.
And now I feel, or it changed, that I'm not searching for the way out, because there is a knowing that there is no way out of that.
Yeah, understand.
What I wanted to get out before. So I'm in peace with what's going on, but at the same time, now that you spoke, I question that this instinct of keeping. It's now about basically solving life, just solving what comes up, and then I could see that there is a belief that will be a little bit less important, or feel different.
Forget that thought. Just forget it.
Okay. Thank you.
Surrender. The human will always invent, you see, the way it has to appear. As if he was the master. It already appears as it has to appear, strangely.
Thank you.
That's why you see, one, even if he doesn't search anymore, he has to be vigilant. What means vigilant? Just give a moment where there is no answers and no questions. Mind is a fucking machine of multiplication, I tell you. I don't know why, or at the same time I know why. This image was striking me long ago. I went to somewhere near Ardwa, in a temple, and there was paintings on the walls of the temple. And there was a wall, it was the universe, and on it was painted Shiva carrying with great tears and pain the dead body of Parvati. Shiva in pain with the dead body of Parvati flying and trying to remove his pain, I guess, or whatever. Oh, come! If there is Shiva in a form, there is a Parvati in a form, and there is the drama of life. Now, is Shiva means in you also, in reality, or in you, that is an appearance, is the personal life that he cannot avoid to play this way. It illustrates well, I find, what we try to solve and which is unsolvable, and yet know that you are free to be someone also. Not by practice, not by just in a split second of shaking up, waking up. Even those who have a very positive mind, who see everything as a blessing in a sense of, oh, it's marvelous, and so on and so on. I tell you, they have one problem, but they will not say because everything is fantastic. They will go on searching those moments. And even if they find it, they are not quite. And so it's up to anybody to choose what he prefers. But I must say that the quietness or the absence of things has its voice, incomparable voice. It's my conviction. Everybody has convictions. The mic.
You made a statement 5 years ago.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Yeah, you made a statement, or you said at the banks of the Ganga 5 years ago, but I cannot forget it. It is duality. Everything is dual, and therefore you can see it.
Yeah, sure. We can. There is Satsang because of duality, isn't it? It's in duality, this Satsang. And yet, the Satsang is a different kind of course because it doesn't bring you to something. It brings you from where you see you are in Satsang or in the life. So what? And duality, you see, it's dual because it's the mind which sees and speaks, But once you know it's the mind which sees and speaks and cannot express in different ways than the dual way, you're quiet. If you didn't give reality to the mind because of those split seconds you are, when you die, I guess, where is the duality? You just remain where you always have been when you were in the split seconds of nothing. Nobody will be there to speak of freedom, enlightenment, being, self, duality, because there is no mind there. Only in the dream state and in the waking state you speak of that. So whatever you attain in the waking state or in the dream state about this has no value, not more than a sip of coffee. It was not there before, it appeared, you enjoy it, it disappears. Okay. But you have to know it, no? Otherwise you are fooled again. Yeah.
Sometimes when we speak about the mind in the satsang, I try to find where it is or what it is.
You will not find.
Cannot find the mind.
The mind, you want to find the mind?
Yeah.
Oh, but if he's not there, enjoy. It's the mind which makes us fatigue and search and all that. If you don't have the mind, oh my God, you're lucky.
This is probably very obvious, but it doesn't matter, it was somehow not obvious to me.
Yeah.
It looks like my mind made one side of the duality the truth,
Yeah.
So there was the truth and the untruth, and the real and the unreal.
Yes, yes.
And freedom and bondage, and nirvana and samsara. And somehow the nicer thing was more real than the not so nice thing. Yeah. Just that, I don't know. Somehow this was not.
Yeah, okay. Now that this is clear, you just keep quiet. And know that this moment of keeping quiet is because you are not busy with your mind. You solved it. You're not busy with your mind. And of course the mind will reappear.
It does.
But this will you know now. And in the mind reappearing, you will forget and you will remember. And that's totally natural. There is no attainment to have there. Like, I will remember all the time. No. Okay?
Hello. Thank you for your offering. I'm well aware of the torture chamber that the mind can be, and my question is more an inquiry around, does it have any beneficial uses? Like,
There is?
so?
What just you said, what?
What I said was, I'm well aware of the torture chamber that the mind can be, and my question is around its uses, imagination, vision, to co-create reality as opposed to just allowing everything to unfold without any kind of agency or choice or vision or imagination. And I'm just curious to know what your thoughts are about that.
I don't ever thought about that. I mean, it's the mind. The mind appears this way, the mind doesn't appear this way. I don't know if I really understood your question, but it's very important, it looks, when one starts to investigate, to know how the mind appears. I often say you have to know how to spot the mind, because it can appear in visions and whatnot, and it can appear also with its opposite. The absolute, the vastitude, the emptiness. It's still the mind, you see, it's linked to the comparative thing you believed in before. You cannot speak of emptiness if you didn't believe before in relativity, for example, or in fullness, or whatever. You understand that? So it's still the mind. And I think to keep quiet means the mind surrenders itself to the fact that it is like this and cannot go farther than this knowledge. Then where are you left?
Well, is there a balance between being receptive and quiet? I mean, I know the results of being quiet and meditating, and you say no practice is good, right? This feels like a practice.
Or maybe it's your way to be vigilant, to meditate without an object, just to not to hook to the mind. What the mind? Yeah?
So the mind is to be quieted.
No, it will itself quieten when you don't hook at it. It will change shapes and forms.
So would you say waking up in the morning and visualizing the day you would like to see for yourself is a waste of time?
I don't wake up like that.
Maybe I should try it your way. Thank you. I think I get your drift.
I know it's there. I know it's always there, and I know
It's
that
all what?
it's always there.
Yeah.
And I know that you are all the time with me.
As a form?
No, no. But as a form, for this person, there's a dependency, a physical dependency. There's a difference if I'm close to you, sitting here in front of you,
Okay.
or if I'm far away in Germany. The loops are longer. And I know it's only the mind, and but
I think you see the difference is that being here, we have satsang. What does it mean, satsang? It's just to leave a space to ourselves, whatever it means. That means not busy with the mind. And that you don't know, you don't do when you have a life where there is no satsang, because it's very hard to give a satsang for yourself. That's what I see. The life has this shakti, this power to multiply, even though, but you remember. It's not the same, because that is in the mind. But still it's a support. You remember, and that remembrance brings you here. Because you know. Now you could make no difference.
how?
Seeing that it's just a matter of making a difference in your mind. You are not different here or there. But welcome. You know what you love so much that you attribute to satsang? If you are in Rishikesh or in Tiro, I always say the same. It will be exactly the same. Wherever you are not deluded by the mind, so you are freed from your mind for a moment. It doesn't care about circumstances. It is exactly that you want to experience for a while. Yeah. So let your vigilance sometimes be more than a remembrance.
We were talking a moment ago about this gentleman behind me asked if you wake up when you wake up in the morning and you visualize your day, or is it just sort of unfolding? And it brings up the question to me, are we creating and manifesting, or are we being created and manifesting? Or are we creating ourselves through our own goals, or are we just sort of flailing aimlessly and we're being we're just sort of going down the river without any control.
You know that the river can flow because there is a bed, huh? You know that?
Because there is
A bed of the river. Otherwise, how a river can flow? Hmm?
Then it'll just be an ocean. So maybe having the riverbed gives some reference, something to...
No, you just see what exists.
So are we creating or are we being created?
Good question. Any answer will not do. Keep quiet. Any answer will not do.
So the mystery continues.
Hmm?
The mystery continues.
For the mind, it's a mystery. For the mind, it's a mystery. So keep quieter than even this answer, you see.
It's such a heavy luggage on me that I cannot see clearly. I cannot escape. However, I know the ways. I really want to not being the person who carries all this.
Yeah. It will pass. Because when you are too engaged, and it's like that for a while, you see, you will wake up as you do now, as a remembrance. I know the way. I know what you mean. You know, but for some reason, this body-mind is too engaged now. Just, I think, surrender to that. And don't worry, you're not lost. But sometimes life is extremely challenging. You cannot avoid it as a person. It will pass. It will go on changing. And then what is a remembrance becomes a fact again. Isn't it?
I'm wondering if you have such a state when you just cannot.
As a person, I have my moments, my dear. That's why I know what I speak about. The best, just be. Second best, remember. Let that play. Don't worry. Never forget that this is spoken of when we are very quiet.
But it is
A wise man in the history, they didn't speak of this when they were in the peak of some challenge. They speak afterwards. So now you are in Satsang. Let it be a fact for you. That helps.
what? Let it be
Not to be engaged with your mind. Allow yourself just now. Don't worry, you will get it back when you go. Allow yourself just now. Yes. Allow yourself. Allow yourself.
Now it's no way out. I see. I don't see.
You are here, no?
I
You came here what for?
for that.
Yeah. So do it. Undo it, and it's a way to say. You came now.
But how?
You said you knew the way.
Maybe I
Liar. Giving up, you know what it means? Giving up. Allow yourself to just give up like this, and it will be like this. Allow yourself. allow yourself not to be anywhere. Allow yourself. I have no other words. We don't allow ourselves in this life because it's like that. But Satsang shows you that it's a birthright to allow yourself a split second, not to belong to anything.
I was observing my mind, how it is busy to surrender, and
surrendering the mind is not to listen to the mind.
yes, it's a very relieving. I discovered it's not my business. Yeah. Maybe I'd like to add that I've heard it from a scientist, and I like this thought. It was like the only real reason of the talk of the mind.
Only real
Reason,
yeah.
of the talk of the mind is to calm down itself. So to tell we are doing good, we are smart, we are vigilant, and and I can relate to this. In my case, it
works.
I don't know if it works or not, but it is doing it.
But you have to know if it works or not.
I see that it just has to entertain itself in a...
Well, look, if you are happy with that, I have nothing to say. Where there is happiness, I don't enter.
Yeah, we can agree on this. And at the same time, it will not always happy. So sometimes it is happy, sometimes it is not happy. But it's also it also does not touch me really. So I see like these waves are going on. And
okay, you want to live something more than that? Do you want to achieve something more than that?
In duality, yes. I see that my mind will never really, it will be always a relative surrender in duality. Yeah. But I don't mind it.
Yeah, so do you want to achieve something more? That's what I ask.
No.
It's not so often mentioned when Babaji was near Ramana Maharishi and there was the partition going on. And Ramana one morning said to him, "You go and save your family in the north." And Babaji said, "I want to stay near you because you showed me that all this is a dream." And he replied, "Live your dream." So when he went into the train with knives and all this war going on, do you think that he remembered to be disengaged? He was fully engaged, but the moment he could sit quiet in his house in Lucknow when everything was done, it took surely a few months and more. Suddenly, he saw that he never lost himself. What do you expect in the dream? Yes, sometimes we are lost, sometimes we remember, and sometimes we are not in it. Do you know? I would like to hear someone telling differently. And yet I cannot express what a luck to sometimes disengage yourself. So that's it. So sometimes samsara, more rarely nirvana means remembrance, and then nothing there. Make your life like that. Anyway, so is there any other rising something? So, have a beautiful day.